On the first of this series, I'm going to engage Israel Olatunji Tijani, who is the data scientist and founder of ChatV. You may be wondering what ChatV is if you've not come across it yet. ChatV is an AI-powered chatbot. When you tag on posts on X, Facebook, or Instagram, it fact-checks it in real time, and the chatbot will reply as a thread in the comment section. That's some interesting innovation over there. So we are going to go on and speak to Israel on today's episode of The Factory. Thank you, Israel, for speaking with us. Now tell us, how relevant is social media fact-checking?
All right. Let me start by saying that today we are in a digital world, and unlike the previous ways of news dissemination, I mean the traditional news platforms like newspaper, radios, and television, people are now depending on social media platforms these days to actually get the latest trending news. And this platform at the same time allows the spread of fake news to a large section of the audience. And when I mean social media platforms, so platforms for dissemination of news these days, so including the likes of X, also known as Twitter. So these platforms, as much as you can leverage on them to actually get the latest trending news and share this news to a large number of audience at the same time, and also track feedbacks and engagements. The same way, we can actually send fake news, misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda to a large number of leads to, the derailment of democratic system. And it can also even lead to civil unrest and desecration of public places and arson and a whole lot of violent crimes being committed due to sending of wrong information to a large group of audience. So this is how important it is today to actually have fact checking on social media in recent times, especially in this digital era.
But what inspired you to create ChatV?
From an hackathon. I remember it was a democracy lab, another under the Creative Commons in the US, together with Code for Africa, that organized this hackathon globally, and it was supported by Charter Africa project. So during the hackathon, we were given different tools to actually work on, but as at that time, Nigeria is preparing for a general election. So I felt the need for us to actually, and in previous election, we've seen how misinformation and fake news flies around when election is coming. And in fact, even among the manifestos, people vying for different offices, they actually push out wrong figures, wrong narratives, which tends to polarize the society and polarize people against each other. So I felt the need for us to actually have something that can give people a fast way of, discerning, truth from fake. So this is what inspired Chadwick. And as at that time, we were given tools to actually work on, not only for fact checking, but even for online and internet sanity. But I felt like, no, the one that resonates for us based on what we currently need in our country is ChatV, is fact checking. So this is what inspired the creation.
How does ChatV differ from other fact-checking tools today?
What makes ChatV unique? ChatV is the only fact-checking tool globally currently now that can fact check outside closed messaging apps. What do I mean by this? When you fact check with ChatV, every other person on your timeline actually see the fact check, what are you fact check, compared to other messaging and fact checking tools, which you have to, chat the bot up via direct messages. We call them DM. So a lot of fact checking tools on WhatsApp, which you have to, just talk to the chatbot directly via WhatsApp messaging DM, and also maybe on Facebook Messenger as well. So that fact checking remains between you yourself and the bot itself. But unlike ChatV, when you fact check on your timeline, every other person that is following you that comes across that particular post, wherever you see it, sees the fact check as well. Let me create a scenario. Let's say A posted something now, and B, I saw it, and I tagged ChatV on A's post on X saying that at ChatV, can you fact check what A has posted? ChatV will fact check replying to that thread of A. So every other person, A and B, will be seeing it, and every other person that actually comes across it, irrespective of whether you are following A or B or not. So this is what makes ChatV unique. ChatV fact checks outside close messaging chat messengers.
Now, what key steps should individuals and fact checkers take when verifying content on social media?
Yes. So I always say this: fact checking is not a one size fits all method. So in some cases, you have your fact check done by just following maybe one or two steps, and in some cases, you have your fact checks done by following one, two, three, four steps. And in fact, in some cases, you have to complete the fact checking cycle. Although, even in some extreme cases, after completing your fact checking cycle, you still don't have enough answer, or you are not sure of what you've arrived at. You still have to go extra mile to now bring in your own intuition and other things. For instance, when you are fact checking a claim, and at the end of the day, you arrive at a verdict, but you see something that your fact checking cycle does not put into consideration while fact checking. Maybe background image, maybe a kind of post, maybe a signage, maybe a timestamp or something. So you need to look into that and fit it into your fact checking. So this is what fact checkers need to put in place and consider. Like I mentioned, fact checking is not a one size fits all. And it is not something that you can say, okay, I've followed all the procedure, and I think what I arrived at after following the procedure should be the final verdict. No, you still have to go one step ahead of that in some cases, and in fact, in some extraordinary cases. So I think fact checkers should note this.
But can AI fact checkers like ChatV replace human fact checkers, or do they best work better together? Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So AI fact checking tools cannot replace human fact checkers. So they are just there to make human fact checkers work faster and efficiently. Because I do mention that it takes a whole lot of process to actually complete a fact checking. And before you are done completing that fact checking process, the harm will have been done online or wherever it is. So but how can we now slow down the rate at which it takes to actually fact check and come about a verdict? That is where AI fact checking tools comes in, because these tools, these bots, they have the capacity, unlike human, to actually sift through billions of evidences online, which humans might be, time constrained, time bound to actually sift through. So this is where AI fact checking tools come in. They work best hand in hand. They cannot replace human fact checker. And in fact, just like I mentioned earlier on, we have a loop whereby what we will build chart V and put in what we call HIILA. What do I mean by this? Human in the loop. Human in the loop in the essence that when chart V fact checks and come out with a verdict, we human also vet the outcome of that verdict before we publish. So human and AI fact checking tools works best together. Without we can't do without any one of the two.
How does ChatV manage deepfakes, AI generated text, and manipulated media?
So now we the way things are going on, we have seen synthetic media being used in real news as well, and we have to keep ourselves up to date on some of these latest trends. Find the use of artificial intelligence generated AI generated images and all that to actually publish original news is there, and the industry itself are looking into ethical consideration. There is a whole lot of conversation on ethical consideration around the use of synthetic medias online. So, but this is how ChatV handles some of these synthetic images. We'll try to run and match them with previous database. Like I mentioned, ChatV, one of the things that makes ChatV unique is that the moment we built ChatV, the ability to actually browse the internet on its own was in it, which was missing in the first version of ChatGPT itself. But the moment we built Chat, we were able to build this into it. So with images generated by AI, ChatV works best because as an AI innovation, ChatV can measure the distance between the nose and the eye and the upper lip, which might not be visible to human eyes. So all of this using AI vision has enhanced the capacity of ChatV to be able to discern AI generated images from original human images.
What advice would you give media personnel and journalists when verifying um, stuff online?
Yes, so what we did at ChatV, let me start by saying that we built ChatV not for individuals to use it, but we built ChatV to actually, not for organizations rather to use it, but we built ChatV in such a way that you, myself, and every other person that is on social media can actually use it with basic level of digital literacy. So the future of social media is the one that I see everybody becoming a fact checker on their own and using innovations like ChatV. When you see fake news, you don't need to copy the link or send the screenshot to me or a fact-checking organization. You should be able to handle it and tag a ChatV, fact-check it there, and get your verdict. So the future of social media is bright, and I see a lot of innovations coming up to actually put sanity and civility on social media. So that is what I see with the future of social media.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us, Israel. Now that's it for today's edition of The Factory. Many thanks to Israel for spending time with us over here, and also to you for doing the watching. Now it's your time. Go try using ChatV on your platforms. Yeah, this has been The Factory. My name is Echo.